Warning, the following video may contain swearing, screaming, and all-around insanity that will be completely amazing. Viewer discretion is advised.
How's everybody doing? My name is Wild Leprechauns, or Cody, whichever you prefer, and today I'm bringing you pretty cool gameplay, and it's on the new map Encore, which is part of the new DLC pack that came out called Uprising, and it came out on the 16th, and honestly, I'm just going to be bringing you guys my personal opinion and sort of like first impression of the maps and stuff, because the maps only came out on Tuesday, like I said, so I can't really give you a full breakdown of everything yet because I haven't really had enough time to deal with all the maps. But from what I've experienced so far, I could say that the map pack is a lot of fun to play on. First off, we're going to start with just the multiplayer maps, and the multiplayer maps, like Encore, which is the map you're seeing me play on right now, they're very visually appealing. Like, you look at them, and the color scheme is great. It's not like the gray, dreary sort of color scheme Treyarch used to be known for, and it's not that same sort of scheme that Modern Warfare 3 had. A lot of the Modern Warfare 3 DLC maps, they kind of tried to put a little bit of color into them, but it didn't really work out so well. Like, Piazza looked okay, but it didn't really look as good as these maps. Treyarch is great at making DLC maps, in my opinion. I think they're better in a lot of ways than Infinity Ward. But that's enough about that. But Encore is a very sort of... It reminds me of Stadium from the original Black Ops in ways, even though I really never played that map much. But it kind of reminds me of it, just the way it is. But it also reminds me of... I'm trying to think of other maps. I don't remember it right now, but I'll try to think of it. Maybe I'll put an annotation or whatever. But it's very, very easy to learn map. A lot of the maps are so easy to learn in this map pack. Like Studio, if you already knew what it's like from firing range, then, because it's an exact copy, it's going to feel really easy and you're going to know every spot pretty much, because they kept a lot of the spots. I would say probably about 90% or 95% of the spots that you could kind of go around, and the jumps are actually still there. But you're going to see more of that when I do my breakdown video of the map, and I think I'm going to call this series like deconstruction of the maps or whatever. That's just a work in progress right now, but the first episode of that, I'm going to do it on Studio, and I think it's going to come out probably this Friday or Saturday, so you can check back then for like the full breakdown analysis, talking about spawns, where you can go, different lines of sight, all that stuff. It's going to be great, so you guys can just check that out on Friday or Saturday whenever it goes up. But back to my first impressions, I think this map is nice. I've played on Magma only a few times, and from what I can say, because I play free-for-all a lot, it's not exactly the best for free-for-all, but I think it'd be good for domination. I played domination on it once or twice, and there's actually like a huge crater underneath the map, and that's where the actual B flag is, and it's pretty cool. The maps are very, very different in a lot of ways than previous maps. They look sort of similar. Like, this map reminds me of Studio. I mean, not Studio, what am I talking about? Stadium is what I mean. But it kind of reminds me of that. It's very different, though, in the way it plays. But it's a lot of fun to play on these maps. Besides Studio and Encore and Magma, there's also the map Vertigo. And Vertigo is interesting because it's very, very close quarters, even though it's really high up in the sky. And originally I thought it was going to play maybe like High Rise, but it is very different from any map in the game. It's close quarters, but up in the sky, and it's a very, very small map, actually. I think it's probably a little bit bigger than like if you took Nuketown and put Nuketown twice over, like side to side, maybe put a third one rotated or whatever. Like, you kind of get the picture. But like, it's not that big, but it's a pretty good map. There's a lot of different routes you could take. I figured out some really good ones for getting out of gunfights that you don't want to get into and stuff. And it just honestly is a really fun map to play. It's very different from the other maps in the game. That one jump spot that they talked about in the video, like the trailer for it, it's not that useful in a lot of ways, because you just jump and you go on a ladder and you climb up. It's not really that great of a spot. Kind of gets you to where you want to go if you need to go, like, and escape a gunfight. But there's plenty of other better spots I'll show you guys when I actually do the breakdown of that. But the gameplay, just thought I'd quickly mention it. I'm using the Executioner with laser, not long barrel. I wish I had long barrel. I think I unlock it in this video. But in a little bit, you're going to see me kind of fast forward all the way to the end, because I just got on the death streak and I could not get off of it. You see me get like a Ruthless, and then all of a sudden I just do really bad. But the Execution, that's a gun that's kind of weird. Right now I'm working on the pistols diamond. I got everything else pretty much diamond except for the pistols and LMG, so I need to work on those. And luckily for me and other players, but I'm kind of disappointed at the same time, in this DLC pack I'm going to tell you guys there's no weapon at all. There's no DLC weapon. And there's going to be no DLC weapons for the rest of the game. unless you count zombie weapons, DLC weapons, but I don't think anybody really does. But besides from that, the actual zombies is amazing. The map pack, if you don't play multiplayer at all, but you're really wondering about the map for the Mob of the Dead, for the zombies, it is great. If you guys liked Die Rise, this is like 1,000 times better than Die Rise. Right here, look at that death. I died from a stupid way. But anyway, Die Rise was kind of good, but Mob of the Dead is just fantastic. There's so many things that they did right on that map. The whole concept of going into the afterlife is so much fun. I'll give you guys a bigger breakdown and analysis of it another time, but that's the end of the gameplay. Hopefully you enjoyed it and learned a little bit about the map pack. If you want to see my breakdowns, you can check back Friday or Saturday, probably each week for the next 4 weeks or whatever, and I'll be breaking down a map each time. And hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next video, guys.